Hey everybody, it's Cobradvs and welcome to my review of Mighty Final Fight on the NES. When I say Final Fight, what do you think of? I think most people would probably say Final Fight on the Super NES or any of its respective sequels. Or maybe you'd even say Final Fight on the Sega CD. But I highly doubt many people would say Mighty Final Fight on the NES. In fact, many people might not even know about it. I'm guessing that's probably because it was released on the NES in 1993. The Super NES had been out for 2 years at that point, so I'm guessing the game did not get much recognition, which would result in poor sales and, as we all know, results in a rare game in the future. And while Final Fight isn't rare, it's more uncommon, it certainly isn't a dime a dozen. So, what is Mighty Final Fight? Well, it's basically a kiddie toned-down version of Final Fight. It's basically the same premise of Final Fight, it just has a more comedic tone. Now, this is going to be a pretty short review because there really isn't much to say about the game. Basically, it's what you'd expect. It's an 8-bit beat-em-up. It sort of reminds me of a refined version of Double Dragon. Now, when many consider Double Dragon to be a classic on the NES, as do I, but that game came out in 1988, and this in 1993. I feel like for that 5-year gap, there probably should have been a bigger upgrade between the two. Now, don't get me wrong, Mighty Final Fight is a good game, but I think it's too little too late. If this game had been released in 1990 or even 91, it probably would have fared better, I think. But by 1993, we already been spoiled with great 16-bit beat-em-ups like Streets of Rage, Turtles in Time, and even the original Final Fight. Now, here's what I would have done. I probably would have thought about releasing this game at the same time as Final Fight, so NES owners could get their own version of the game, while Super NES owners would get their own version as well. Now, as a game, it's hard to complain about much. It's fun, controls well, looks nice, basically everything you'd want, so as an NES game, I would recommend it. But back in 1993, I wouldn't. Now, when you play a game like Turtles in Time or Streets of Rage or numerous other beat-em-ups, it just doesn't really compare. So basically, Mighty Final Fight, it's a good game, but like I said before, it's a little late to the party, and that comes at a cost. From a collecting standpoint, I'd say get the game because of its collectability, and maybe you'll enjoy it too, but I don't think you'll enjoy it more than a 16-bit gem. I'll give Mighty Final Fight a 7.5 out of 10. A fine game.